What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jumpin' Joe here, and today I want to give you a small update. That's on my Magical Musketeer deck profile. This deck came out with, I believe, the Spirit Warrior box. Not too long ago. I think it came out about a year ago. And no, I just want to give you an update on the deck. This is pretty much what I do with the deck. And overall, this is just a fun deck to play. You can probably see this at some fairly large events. Not too long ago, one of my friends went to an ARG event, saw this deck engine with, I believe, Sky Strikers. And overall, it's just a very fun deck to play. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting things off right, we run the triple Musketeer Casper. For starters, all the Musketeers have the same base effect. It allows you to activate Magical Musket spells and traps from your hand during either player's turn. And then they also get their own effect depending on when a spell or trap is activated in their column, which is actually one of the main reasons why I got into this deck. So for Casper, when a spell or trap is activated in its column, you can add any Magical Musket card from your deck to your hand. And I know it says Magical Musket, but in reality, it means any card that involves Magical Musket and Magical Musketeer, including the monsters, the spells, or the traps. It's just something that was a little lost in translation when they made it English. So when a card is activated in this card's column, you can add a Magical Musket card from your deck to your hand as long as it's not the same one that you activated, which is actually really solid. Next up, we run the triple Starfire. Starfire's effect is when a card is activated in its column. You can special summon a Magical Musketeer monster from your deck. Level 4 or lower Magical Musketeer monster from your deck as long as it's not Starfire. And I do want to mention that all these effects, they're all hard once per turn. So that kind of bites, but it's still really solid, in my opinion. Next up, we run the triple Kid Brave. What he does is when cards activate in his column, you can discard a Magical Musket card from your hand to pick up 2, which is really solid. And we also run the double Doc with the 1 Calamity. The reason why these cards are a little bit lower compared to these guys is because of the fact that they're better mid to late game. What Doc does is when a spell or trap is activated in his column, you can add a Magical Musket card from your graveyard to your hand as long as it's not the same one that was activated. And for Calamity, when it's activated, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Magical Musket monster from your graveyard to the field. And like I said, they're all hard once per turns. And of course, we run our hand traps. I personally, in this deck, run the triple Droll Lockbird. That's just me. But that's it for the monsters. Let's talk about the spells. For the spells, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We run the triple Magical Musket Cross Domination. This card's incredible. This card is essentially Effect Veiler on steroids. So if you control a Magical Musket monster, you target one face-up monster in the field. Until the end of the turn, its attack points drop to 0 and its effects are negated, which is crazy in my opinion. And I do want to mention that, like the monsters, all the spells and traps are hard once per turn, sadly, but it's whatever. Then we also run the double Steady Hand. It doubles the attack and defense points of one Magical Musket monster on the field, but it cannot attack directly. So that's really a good card dealing with damage step if you're about to get bopped. You throw that and it's like, nope. But these are the only Magical Musket spells I run. For the non-Magical Musket spell support, we run the triple Ties of the Brethren. Pretty self-explanatory on that. And we also run the triple Toon Table of Contents with the 1 Toon World. A lot of people say that, oh, I wish Upstart was still at 3 because then you'd be running 3 Upstarts and not running Toon Table of Contents. In the game today, that's a really bad idea. I mainly just use these cards to get their effects off and so on and so forth. And we also run the 2 copies of Double Summon. Just because of the fact that the deck is solely reliant on its normal summon, if it gets bopped, you're kind of in a bad position. So that's why you run the double summon. And we also run the 1 Upstart Goblin. That's it for the spells. Let's talk about the traps. For the traps, first off, we run the best card in the deck, arguably. It is the triple Desperado. Desperado, you target 1. If you control a magical Musketeer monster, target 1 face-up card in the field and destroy it. And like I said, all the cards are hard once per turns. Sadly, if it wasn't, this deck would be beyond broken. But next up, we run the triple Last Stand. Last Stand is really solid because of the fact that, for starters, it is a counter trap. So it's really dope. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can activate this card. You can negate the activation and destroy the card. And even if they have counter traps, would they really be willing to throw away their counter trap to stop your counter trap? I don't think so. Next up, we also run the triple Dancing Needle. Basically, what it does is banishes 3 cards from either player's up to 3 cards from either player's graveyard, which is really dope. But yeah. Then we also run the 1 Fiendish Deal. Fiendish Deal is actually really solid. For starters, when it's activated, your monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. And if this card is sent to grave from an opponent's card effect, you can add 1 magical musket card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except for this card. And you can only activate it once per turn. But that's actually pretty much it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We run the Utopia package with regular Utopia, Prime, and Lightning. Just for those OTKs. For our rank 3s, we run the 1 Nightmare Shark. We run Phantom Breaksword, Leviathan Dragon, and Grand Pulse. But that's it for the XZs. For our link support, we run the 1 Borlo Dragon, pretty self-explanatory. The 1 Saruja, another self-explanatory. The 1 Decode. We also run all of our Nightmares with Unicorn, Phoenix, and Cerberus. And we also run the double Hip Hopsinogen. But that is actually it for my deck profile, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't really run much of a side deck with this deck. So if you want my God's honest opinion about this deck in terms of what to run, floodgates like Rivalry and Gozen Match, or Gozen Match, is it Gozen Match? Yeah. Those are pretty solid because of the fact that they are all light fiend monsters, as you can clearly see. So that's actually a really solid card. Honest is good. Other hand traps are also good, but it's really player preference. But like I said, that is it for this deck profile, you guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you click on my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. This is Jumbo Joey signing off.